Hi everybody, I'm Steph, and today is the official first day of Steph's Hodgepodge of Gaming. Fridays at 2 p.m. Central, if you're in Central Time, it's 2 p.m. And I'm just going to basically do a quick recap of what I've played this week and talked about in the blogs. And I have a whole stack of games that I just got that I want to show off and, talk a little bit about it because I'm excited for, because I just got them and I'm like, maybe it'll be the weekend's plans kind of thing. So anyway, you can join me every Wednesday when I do a live playthrough with Michael. You can help me pick a game to play. I would like to feature new games that I've got because they're new and exciting. But I'm happy to play other games that I have. I have a million games. So maybe Michael and I will start playing through like Gloomhaven or Pathfinder. We've been playing a lot of Pathfinder. So those can be maybe a different night. I don't know. I'm excited for this Twitch channel. It's a new and exciting thing. I'll only get better. I want to get a new mic. A new camera to do close-ups of cards so people can see things more clearly. I want to get like a table mat so it's not as much glare. I'll be working on this as I go and, make this Twitch stream a little bit better each week. But I like the idea of Steph's Hodgepodge Fridays because, I play a lot of games and just because I don't play them on the Twitch channel or live stream, I want to be able to talk about and feature more games as much as possible because I like my blog, I love my blog, and I post pictures on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere. But you know what? It's still not enough. I can't express how many games I play and how much I love them. So it's exciting to me to play all the games and then continue to talk about them because I love games. Most of you know that. I love games. It's what I do. It's how I am. 1 million. No, I don't really have 1 million games. I have just about 1,600 games, which is probably too many, but that's okay. And then my unplayed shelf is quite large, because once there was cons a long time ago in the age of 2019, we went to gaming cons and I would buy a lot of secondhand games, but they would always get pushed aside for newer shiny titles. So the unplayed shelf is probably about 400 games at this point, and so being quarantined has allowed me to focus in and play a lot of those games, which has been great. But I'm still playing a lot of new games as well, which is very exciting for me as I like the new games. I'm cult of the new. What can I say? I like playing new things and talking about the new exciting games and seeing what's out there. And so that's what this podcast / Steph's Hodgepodge Gaming live stream event is about, just to talk about all the different games. So I wrote down all the games that I played this week, that I wrote about in my blog. So it's I'll just kind of work my way through them and tell you about the experience. So what's exciting is on Monday I posted that I played Back to the Future, Back in Time. And not only did Michael and I play that over the weekend, but we also did a second playthrough with the first live stream channel, the Twitch channel. So you can find it on the Twitch. If you go back in the history, you'll see it. We did a full playthrough. And so the first couple games that we played before the live stream were like horrible. We just got destroyed. Michael was focused in getting like all the rewards and power-ups. And I was just like trying to do the mission that we're supposed to do. And the two of us didn't really work so well together, but we took what we learned from those couple games and brought it to the Twitch channel, and we actually were able to win the game. So it's a cooperative dice game if you aren't familiar, and you're just trying to get the lovebirds together and trying to get the DeLorean to a specific place on the track. So you're moving this car around, and you need like these upgraded parts, and you have to manage the lovebirds to get together, because if they don't get together, then Marty isn't born, and all these different things. And you have only so many rounds to do it. So you gotta focus and do what you can to win the game. It was very fun, and I'm glad we could play it live. That's from Funko Games, so I would definitely recommend checking that out if you like cooperative games, or if you like Back to the Future. It could just be a great game. So that was great. I also played a couple of the Marvel games this week. So Marvel United. So the problem with this game is that I want to be Captain America, so did Michael, so I let him be, because I'm not as crazy, and I do like Iron Man, right? And so you're playing cooperatively as a team against the bad guys. And the rules say, play against the red dude. I'm not great with the Marvel villains, but I want to play against Ultron because I think Ultron's really cool, and I remember him. I don't remember the other guys at all. I remember Ultron from all of the Marvel movies and everything. So I was like, let's play Ultron, even though it recommended we didn't. And that was probably my first sign where I was like, I probably should have listened to the rules, but you know what? I figured we could handle it, right? No, that was totally wrong. We could not handle it. And so the winning condition for Ultron is if all of the locations are filled, and you have to add more people or villain, like thugs or citizens, to the board, and you can't because every location is filled. Well, Ultron is very good at putting thugs on the board, and we weren't good at removing those little tokens. So in about 4 or 5 rounds, the whole board just filled up, and we just got demolished. So yeah, we need some learning on that one. We might do a feature on that. I don't know. It depends. So like every Wednesday, we're going to feature at least one game. Last Wednesday we did 3 games, so that was exciting and fun. So you never know, it might just show up if there's if people want to see that being played. The minis are really cool. I like the Ghibli style. It didn't really grab me in this case, but I do generally enjoy that style of art and the cuteness. I think this could be a really great family game for families. Instead of like playing Monopoly or something, they'll see, Marvel United, it's very easy to get into, so it's great that that they would be playing this instead of something more like Uno type games. So it's not hard. I wouldn't say like the big strategy gamer should go out and get this game, it's so great, but it was a fun experience, and I would like to play it again and maybe do a little bit better, because we did get so destroyed in the Marvel United. So yeah, I think it's worth checking out. I don't know how much it varies from player to player. Like I think Michael and I had the same deck. I think there's like one card that's different, but there might be different powers. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done a whole lot of research into how the actual heroes differ each time you play. So oh, the Red Skull. Thanks, Trey. I couldn't remember his name. I don't know. I'm bad at Marvel. And so because we played the Marvel United game, I wanted to jump right in and play Marvel Villainous, because you're in that kind of mood, so you just go and play the same type of game. So we went from Back to the Future cooperative dice rolling game, then we went to the cooperative Marvel United game, and then we went to Marvel Villainous, and that's not cooperative, but it's Marvel. It's like a connection. You see how it goes? And so the Marvel Villainous game, if you like Villainous and you like Marvel, I think they go hand in hand. So I am not the biggest Villainous fan. However, I do appreciate what it's doing, the core game, what it's doing and what you're trying to do. I like that everybody has different abilities and different ways, winning conditions. I think that's kind of cool. Now, what Villainous adds, the Marvel Villainous adds from the previous Villainous, is that you take everybody's fate cards and shuffle them together. So this was like the biggest downfall for me. I did not like this at all. One, because I was doing the fate action a whole lot to try and stop Michael from doing everything he was doing. He was Thanos, and he needed to collect all the stones. I was Ultron, because I like Ultron. He's like a cool, I like the Ultron. Anyway, so I was doing my mission was completely different than Michael's, and so I was trying to stop him as best I could. So I would take the fate action, and every time I draw the fate card, it would have my icon in the corner, so it'd be discarded, and nothing would happen. Yes, it's good that he didn't take the fate action and it went on me. However, I felt like I was taking that action to hurt him, but nothing happened, and it was just it was very frustrating, because I was getting beat down so badly. He found his really great card early. Apparently he has this really great card as Thanos. And so he was able to, it was in his starting hand. And so every time that villain or his ally would die, he would actually get a power-up instead and stay alive. So it would just get more powerful as the game went on. And so as Thanos, he has this ability to find stones in other players' area. So he would be basically sending the stones to me as actions, and then he would have to come over, beat up my guys, and take the stone for me. So as Ultron, this was extra bad, because Ultron needs to get guys on the board, not die, because I would need to then discard them in order to basically do a power-up on my own. I needed to get like 4 power-ups to get the knowledge I needed to win the game. And so in order to do that, I had to discard my guys. And it was rough, because he was beating up my guys, therefore he would throw my guys away, because there's nothing I could do at that point. I was just too weak. I wasn't strong enough. I did manage to get I got to level 3 out of 4, which is not bad. But it was really hard to manage, because Vision came into play when Michael did a fate. Vision came into play on my side, and that was like really bad. If you know the movies, Vision and Ultron are like this, and so they do not work well together at all. So Vision, his power was, I gain 1 less power every time I take a power from anywhere. So I was like, I needed power so bad, and I couldn't get rid of Vision because it was so strong, and I needed my guys to upgrade my memory or whatever. And so now it didn't work out for me, and Thanos won because he found all the beautiful stones, and and so the biggest downfall for me was the Fate deck, in that each individual player didn't have their own Fate deck, because I think I could have really stopped him better if I was able to manually attack him with his own Fate deck, like in the original Disney Villainous. So there's that little, I still like it. I do like Disney more just because I like the theme more. I don't mind Marvel as a theme in general. I'm happy to see the movies. I like the movie. I love the movies. I like the games generally. But Disney is where my heart is. So if I was going to play, I'd always choose to play the Disney. But that's just preference, I think. So if you prefer Marvel to Disney, then I'm pretty sure you will like the Marvel Villainous better than the Disney Villainous. So, what else did I play? The next game I played was a preview of a game, I think that's currently on Kickstarter, called Shaka Shredders. Oh, the rules were such a mess. It was not great. Unfortunately, I wanted to like it because there's a cool gimmick where you are like the magnetic cards, first of all, so that's different and neat, and the art is like super cute, and you're switching these card tops to get different abilities for the bottom. However, it plays out much like Magic or like Keyforge or like those types of games where you play cards and you attack other person. And then this kind of game just really isn't quite for me. It's just, they never have worked out for me in the past where I'm like, oh yeah, let's play that. No, so I didn't realize it was that type of game. I was hoping it was going to be more of a deck builder, card builder type game. So I didn't look into it enough when I said I would do the preview. But I like the idea of the magnetic cards, and I do like the art. So I think it will do well, but they really need to do some development work on the rules and get everything ironed out, like, spiffy for it to do well, I think. There's going to be a lot of questions, so I guess we'll see. Also, on the Monday blog, I talked about Macaron, or Macaroon, or I don't know how to say it, but it is a new trick-taking game from Sunrise Tornado and Tate. He was on Gen Con last week featuring some of his other games, and he mentioned it, and I contacted him. I'm like, I would really like to play this game. I love trick-taking games, and I have a lot of friends that would play with me and would enjoy it. So we had a long talk about this game and a lot of discussion of it after the fact. We even invited Tate to our Zoom chat to, hang out and talk about the game. It was so we gave him a good development session. So hopefully he'll take what we said and implement it into an advanced mode, perhaps. So we felt the game was a little too easy to do well. So maybe he'll do in a more advanced mode of the bidding mechanic. So there's a bidding mechanic, and there's a weird allergen mechanic, which is cool. So it's definitely a different take on trick-taking games, and we'll play more and see how it comes along. There's a team variant that I'm excited to try, so it's on the list of, hey, I gotta play that again, like everything else. And it's not out yet, so I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but it's on the radar. So on Wednesday's blog, I covered a bunch of new games as well. So that's what I try and do. On Monday and Wednesdays, I do the big reviews. And then Fridays, I kind of do the back shelf kind of games, or games I've been playing online that I've played a ton of times. So I focus the big reviews for Monday and Wednesdays, if you're wondering how that goes. But also, starting on Wednesdays, in the review section, I want to try and review a game that I'm going to feature that night. So, on the Twitch channel. So people can read about it, see pictures, and see if they want to tune in that night, this is the goal at the point. This is my goal at this point. For now. Wednesdays, game night feature, I'll feature also in the blog. So, keep that in mind. Or suggest what I should play next. And then I will. So Michael and I played On the Origin of Species. So this came out at Essen last year, and Artana picked it up and is bringing it over to the United States, and so you can get that today. Beautiful production. It is really, really, really pretty. I can't stress how beautiful this game is. The board is nice and thick. The cards are nice and linen. Everything is just perfectly produced in this game. So it was exciting to play. The game itself, it wouldn't be like a great Twitch game, I would say, because there's a lot of thinking involved. It's very simple. So you're placing cubes on the board, or you're using cubes from the board in order to claim a species. You discovered a new species. Yay! And so you are actively trying to think of the locations on the board that will work to get some species out there. And when you discover a species, you gain points, and you gain knowledge cards, and you gain beagle points, and then those are cool abilities, one-time abilities. So it's very easy to understand this game, but it's not exactly exciting, I guess. I don't want to say that it's not exciting, because it was a lot of fun to play, and I think it will be even more fun with more players and with the advanced rules. There's advanced rules where you can try and collect the different animals. Everybody's going to get hidden animals to try and gain a set of, and if you can get it, you get extra points, that kind of thing. So you can multi-puzzle it together. The thing is, you may not always see every animal in the game, so you have to kind of be like, well, did that guy just get lucky or not? So I'm not sure how that will work, but I'm definitely interested to try it. It's on a keep pile. I want to play it a few more times and see if it holds up over multiple plays. For now, I enjoyed it. Again, the production is great. It's in a nice smaller box. It's perfect size. I love, games that aren't in huge boxes just because it can be. So that I appreciate that for sure. And it's beautiful. So I would definitely recommend it. I definitely want to play it with my friend who's a botanist who would just go crazy for it, I think. But yeah, it was fun. And then online, I played with some friends. We played Tokyo Tsukiji. Oh my goodness, I can't say it. Tsukiji. I don't know. TSUKIJI Market. It's a new Tokyo game from Jordan Draper Games, and we played it. I took pictures on my black table as we played it online, because you need more than 2 players to play it, so I couldn't just play it with Michael and call it a day. So I wanted to make sure to get great pictures of it. And And I did, so that worked out. So in the game, it really reminds me of Container, where you're sending out your boat to grab fish, and then you bring it back to market, and you have to price it. And then people are going to either buy it or not buy it, and then it will eventually waste if nobody buys it in time. So you're kind of like managing this, or you can try and just buy other people's goods and go to the market to sell them at profit. So you're wheeling and dealing in this fish market, and there's tons of variability in the boards that come out, so you're never really going to have the same game because there's market boards, and then there's like other sorts of gray boards, and I don't really know what else is out there because we only played with one of the possibilities, right? And there's other tiles that we didn't see, so I don't know what I missed, but so we liked it. I think for the most part we liked it. Several people complained about turn order because I wasn't actually going fishing that much. Pat was going fishing a whole bunch. Dan wasn't able to buy any fish anywhere, even if he wanted to, because everything would have been bought. Either I would have bought it, Shrey would have bought it, Derek was going to buy it. So it was really a tough situation. I'm not really sure how to manipulate it so it would work out in the future, but apparently there's a small variant. I don't really know what the variant is, but maybe it's worth trying. Maybe it's better with 3 players. I don't know. We played with 5, and 5 was probably too much. The game was pretty long. I don't know if I would choose it to play over Container, which I think offers a better wheel and deal of manipulation of goods, and you don't actually lose the goods, which is nice. Alright, so then that brings me to the Wednesday big feature, which was Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle Charms and Potions expansion, which I'm so excited about. Michael and I had played it the first time, box 1, just to get a feel for what's happening and the new mechanics, if there were any. I like that they added in the Toy Story rule, where if a duplicate spell comes out, you put it on top of the other one, so it won't clog up the board. So I'm glad that that's a permanent rule going forward. There's new charms. I'm guessing there's going to be new potions. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing that's also in box 2 because I haven't opened box 2. But charms will give the players additional ability each round, which is awesome. Because villains are really hard. The villains get really hard going forward after box 7, and you're adding in new villains, and so everything's in the mix, and you're just trying to win. And so we played through. It was about a 2-hour experience that's on Twitch from Wednesday. So if you're interested, we played the second game live on Twitch, and we ended up winning. We had a better idea of what to do, because after the first game we played was like super long, because we got hammered in the first round, where we had to discard all these cards because of the villain that was in play. And so we lost all of our item cards, and there's a counter cards. The first encounter is like, play 4 items in your turn to defeat. And you're like, ah. And so Michael lost all his items, I lost my items, and it was hard because we beat all the villains and we still were at the first encounter card. That first playthrough we did. So we're like, okay, this game on the live stream, we have to really focus on getting those items and making sure that one person can do that. And so Michael was able to do that on the live stream, and it was great. And we won. And so box 2 coming up. I don't know if we'll do the box 2 because I don't want to spoiler it too much for anybody, but I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I'm very excited to play more. It's exciting. Yes, it was. So what else did I play? Oh, I played a cute family game called Chicken War. This game, each player has 10 chickens, and so at the beginning of the game, you put up your little chicken wall, and you pick one of them to be your leader. Your goal is to have all other 9 chickens to match the head chicken in only exactly 2 manners. So you could have the same eyeglasses, the same weapon, the same shirt color, or the same footing. And so if there's 3 matches, well, too bad. If there are 1 match, well, it's too bad. So you you're also, so while you're trying to get these chickens to line up according to your leader, you're also trying to attack the other player and guess who their leader is. But you don't want to guess incorrectly. If you guess incorrectly, you lose 2 of your chicken troop. I don't know, chicken troop. And you have these cool abilities, and so you're using your power of deduction to try and eliminate or try and figure out who is the king on the other side that you want to destroy. It's very cute. I think kids will be really good at this game because they're really good at noticing things like that and deduction and remembering, you know, if I discarded this chicken 3 to the right, that they know not to take that one because they remember. So it was just a really cute family game. Glad I got to play it. Oh, every week my family tries to play games online. So this week we played Bye Felicia. This has been a pretty big hit with the family recently. It's Big G Creative, now available at Target. It's really great to play over Zoom because it's kind of like categories, right? So categories, you're writing down, you have categories and you write words for each thing. But in categories, you're trying not to be the same as anybody. So in Bye Felicia, you get 1 category in 30 seconds to write as many things as you can. So Christmas movies, and then you write down Home Alone, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus, you know, whatever you can think of in 30 seconds. And then going around each individual person, you say something from your list. If you match somebody else, you're still in. That's what you want. You want to still be in. You want to be in last. If you're in last, then you get a point. Yes. It's like as simple as that, but it's a lot of fun because you want to try and match people. You don't want to be different, and you want to try and get as many things as possible. Even if you're out for the round, you still have to say, oh yeah, I wrote that down, keeping the other person in. So everybody still gets to participate even if they're out already. And if they get out, then you go, bye, Felicia. And it's just fun. It's been a good time to play with the family over Zoom, so I recommend it. Michael and I played one off of the unplayed shelf in the other room. We played a game called Hounded. Now, we didn't really have high hopes for this. The game is wicked cute, though. It's a 2-player. One player plays the fox. The other player plays the dogs and the hunter, trying to hunt down the fox and then close the fox. And so each person has their own movement, and each dog has their own movement, and so I get so many turns. I move like 3 pawns on my turn if I'm the hunter, and the fox can move 3 spaces. You can move diagonally. The fox can move diagonally up to once. And so basically the fox is trying to uncover all the different fields on the board. If he reveals the 3 time symbols, the moon, sun, and like midday sun or something, I don't know, then he will win. And I'm just trying to enclose the fox. And if he can't move so that he's further away from my hunter than range 1 radius, then I will win. So I'm trying to enclose him so he can't get away. There's fox dens that he can sneak to the other side of the map if he can find another fox den on the other side of the map. So it's a really nice 2-player, like, abstract kind of game. And people on the comments in the forums are like, it's all luck and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah. I mean, you really need to plan out what you want to do. So one of my dogs can flip over tiles, and why would I want to help the fox? I don't, but I don't want him to get the cool abilities on some of the tiles. So yeah, I'm moving that dog around, flipping things over to make sure he doesn't get the bonus for finding a hedge, meaning he can move an extra space or something. And so it's a nice little, like, abstract game. And our game was, like, totally epic because Michael, like, got away, and then he landed within radius 1 of my hunter, but he flipped over the final time symbol. I'm like, I don't think I've yelled so loud in my life because I was so mad. I'm like, I had him. It was ridiculous. And so, like, he flipped over that last time symbol and he won. And I'm like, I won. You're in my radius. I caught you. Like, and of course, there's no specific rule, but I suppose that you flip over the tile and resolve the tile first, so therefore he won. Oh, so mad. But the game kind of reminded me of Tally Ho, a Cosmos game. I don't know if you've played it. It's probably more well known than Hounded, But I have to say, the Hounded game really, it impressed me. I liked it. So it's going on the keep shelf, surprisingly. We were playing it to like, oh, we're probably going to sell that. But we liked it enough to keep it, so it's worth playing again. Very cool. Very cool. In today's blog, I featured most of the games I've played online, but I also featured 3 Dragon Ante, which is a game that's going for quite a bit of money. If you have the original Gambit, whatever. So ended up selling it, but I wanted to play it first, so to see how it went. It's a neat little card game where you're managing cards in your hand, and you can play 3 cards each turn to try and get the pot. You want the biggest dragon collection to get the pot, but each dragon has its own ability. You only get to trigger the ability if you beat the other person's card. So it's you only get to trigger the ability if you match or go under the other person's card, meaning that they technically win that like duel, but you only evaluate for the pot at the end. If you play a higher card, then you get to play your next card first and trigger the ability. So there's like a trade-off, and it was like a neat little like card mechanic, and I enjoyed it. The downfall of this game was that it could just never end. You just go back and forth collecting like $10, and he collects $10, and you're kind of going back and forth. And so you kind of want to set either so many rounds or an hour time limit or something like that and call it done. But for the most part, I enjoyed the game. I know there's a new edition that just came out, so I'll be looking for that. And probably pick it up now that I sold the other one for double the price of the new one. People are weird, but if they want to buy it, let them buy it. So the online games we got to play, Castle of Mad King Ludwig, so much fun. I'm so glad we played it. I tried to get them to play Suburbia, but, we settled on Castle of Mad King Ludwig, which is also fantastic because I love that auctioning mechanic where you get to place the different bids. And so I think that's so clever, and you're like, well, I think he's gonna go for that tile, so I'm gonna place it just one higher. It's not too high, and so you want to place. I love that. I wish more games had that kind of auction mechanic because it's so clever. I don't even really know of any other games that really do that. I'm sure I've played some, but it's not like a common mechanic, and so that. Playing that game just makes me happy. So it was exciting. We also played a ton of Dice Forge. We've been playing this on Board Game Arena. It's super fast. I think we timed it. It was 19 minutes when we played 3 players the other day. So fast. And it's so great. Because when you play in real life, it should be 19 minutes. But because you're like taking the little things off and forging your dice, you're not going to... You're not going to take a 19-minute game because it's going to just take longer to evaluate the board and just have everybody roll the dice. When you play online, it's just like it automatically rolls for you and calculates all the things, and so you're not like manipulating tracks. It is awesome to play this online. So if you're a fan of Dice Forge or not, play it online, and maybe you will be. We played it a bunch, and I hope that they add the expansion. Speaking of expansions, I hope they add, we played, thanks Rainer for making this all happen. I just assume it's you, Rainer, who made it all happen, but Teotihuacan showed up on Board Game Arena, and we finally convinced Shrey to play it. Derek and I were like, let's play Teo, and Shrey's like, okay, ho-hum, because he's not a big Teo fan, but you know what? In the end, Shrey liked playing it online, so there you go. Even if you don't like Teo, maybe you'll like it if you play it online. Because it's easier to see things. It's easier to just get into the groove. And it plays out really fast because everything is automated. So now, next Rainer, all you got to do is get the expansions on. Please, I'm asking. So it was just base Teo. Not as cool. But... I still accept because I love Teo and I've only played it so many times. Whatever number I have played is not enough because I definitely want to be playing Teo more. I do think it's my favorite T game. I do like the new T games as well, but Teo has a special place in my heart, especially with all the extra added stuff. which is awesome. The new expansion came out, and the first expansion that came out, and all extra stuff just makes the game amazing and so much fun. So I'm glad we could play it. Maybe we'll convince Trey to play it more. I hope. And so, yeah. Another game Stray, Derek, and I got to play was Dungeon Lords. This is a game that I've never played before. I've been put off because people are like, it's a 4-hour game, it's a slog, it's just so hard to get into, it's so long, and I've just been like worried to play it. So when Stray said he liked it, I was like, really? I didn't know that. Like, what? See the question marks around my head? And so we've been doing async games sometimes with our other friend Dan, and he wanted to play Dungeon Lords. Like, I've never played, so I would like to play it live, you know, so I can learn it, and so I can know what the heck's going on. So we did, and I won. Hey, I won with 11 points or something, 9 points, I forget. And it was ridiculous. Shrey had 1 point, and Derek had negative 11 points, because it was Derek's first game, too. This game has a lot going on, yes. It's not that hard to learn, but there's a lot to consider every round. So I see why there's some serious AP problems for people who play Dungeon Lords, and why the games have lasted 4 hours. I would have been really sad if I sat in a 4-hour game of Dungeon Lords. I'm pretty sure I would not have liked the game. Fortunately, Trey and Derek just made quick choices, and we played quickly, and just to figure it out. And I think we played in like an hour and a half. So it really was definitely easy to do all that, and just play. So I learned it, and I enjoyed it, and I definitely want to play it again. So we started the async game, and it's not going as well this game, but I have an idea what's going on. I'm glad. I mean, I see why people do like this game, but I also see why it never gets to the table, because it is quite a beast to play and teach. I wouldn't want to teach it. So the actual mechanics of the game are not that complicated, but the war part, the fighting part, is what's complicated, because you don't really know how the people are gonna come out, or what abilities that they have. And I mean, that takes time to kind of grasp on what's going on regarding the battling at the end of each year or whatever. So it can be a lot. I say it's definitely one I want to play in person at some point, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. I do have dungeon pets. Maybe I'll try that sometime soon. That'll be fun. And the last game that we played that I talked about on the blog was Porta Nigra. Great to get that back to the table. It's right behind me. Oh, over there. Yep. So this is always fun. We play it every few years at this point, and it should be played more. It's a nice rondel. In the second half of the game, I just sat in one spot the whole time and just bought yellow bricks. Yellow brick, yellow brick, yellow brick. I made a yellow brick road. Okay. And then I made a huge, like, 7 brick tower at the end. And I just absolutely crushed everybody and their souls and their hopes and their dreams. It was great. So yeah, that was my weekly rundown of what I played and the experiences I've had. Is really great. And I have this huge stack of games next to me that I just got in the mail. So I'm going to quickly Dream Crusher, exactly. I'm going to quickly run down what I'm excited to play in the Harry Potter world. Look, it's still in shrink. A lot of these are still in shrink, but I cannot wait to play House Cup Competition, because I am like a huge Harry Potter fan. I've been wanting to reread the books for a while now. Maybe it's time that I do. But House Cup Competition, I'm excited. It's exciting. I don't even really know what it is. I watched a brief of it. I watched a little bit of it on the Gen Con live stream, but all I know is that it's Harry Potter. Harry Potter. On the back it says, includes 500 components. So therefore, I also know that it has 500 components. In case you're wondering. House Cup Champion. Competition. Not champion. Competition. Next on my huge stack of games, Funkoverse strategy game, Game of Thrones. Yes. I love them. I love them. My precious. This will be exciting because, well, I love Game of Thrones. And the Funkoverse game is always pretty fun to play. I know you have cool little, Ghost is an ally and Needle is an ally or something, and I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a new mechanic introduced in the Game of Thrones Funkoverse, so I'm excited to play it out. Of course, the theme is amazing. Of course. So this one, I also learned about at Gen Con Online, Rise of the Empire. It's an expansion for Imperial Settlers. But it's like a campaign style thing, so you're working through a situational campaign for Imperial Settlers. So it sounded really cool when he was talking about it on the Conline or Gen Con Online or whatever. And I definitely want to try it. So I guess we'll be seeing Imperial Settlers show up sometime soon because that's exciting. What else is on my stack? What's next? Ooh, yeah, this. Okay. Freedom! Alright, I got all this glare. I'm trying not to get the glare for you, but this is Freedom. Again, from the Gen Con Online, I got to host Phalanx games, and we got to demo the Freedom game, and I'm like, oh my god, this sounds so amazing. So it's a 2-player tower defense kind of game where one person's trying to invade the other person. It all has this historical background, which I'm just horrible at. It's like the Ottoman Empire versus the Greek Empire, and they're just trying to survive. The Greeks are just trying to survive like 6 rounds or something, but they run out of food easily and all these things. So I definitely want to play this. Hopefully I could play it on the live stream at some point if I love it or if it's good. I anticipate it being really good, so I'm very, very, very excited about this. Freedom! Alright, next on my stack is Friday the 13th Horror at Camp Crystal Lake. Now, this reminds me of my friend Scott Ferrier because he loves like these type horror based games, and I'm just like, I'm too scared to play these kind of games. And it's not yet Halloween, so this one might stay on the shelf a little bit longer. But not only that, because of that, it's because it takes 3 players, and I don't really have 3 players right now, unless I like make up an AI of some sort, or if I can like zoom somebody in and play. I don't know what kind of hidden information is in this game yet. I don't know much about it at all. So it will be, I'll have to do more research on that and see how it goes. But it looks really scary. I've never seen this movie because it's too scary for me. I'm a wimp. I like bunnies and rainbows, not like horror. But you know what? It could be amazing. And that's why I play all the games, because I don't know until I try. There's even zombie games out there that I like. I never would have thought I would ever say that, ever. But here we are. Alright, what's next? Alright. Oh, this one everybody's super excited for. Oh, the box is really heavy. Smartphone ink. It's already tearing it. But this came out at, what? Essen 2-3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't have any more room in my luggage, or otherwise I would have taken one at the time. And since then, it's become highly popular. People love it. So now it's my turn to figure out if I love it or not. I also have an expansion, so maybe the expansion adds a little bit of a twist. I don't know. It has all these awards on the cover, see? Oh, Dice Tower Award. Anyway, this, honestly, the game itself is not beautiful. It never attracted me much. They did do a better job on the cover, in my opinion. But this all right here is just, I think it could have been a little bit more spruced up. But you know what? I've liked games that aren't most beautiful before. And so I prefer mechanics and how it plays to how it looks, even though I love games that look beautiful. that generally helps. But I won't judge a book by its cover, if you will. I want to play it. So, it's definitely high on the list of games to play. It will probably be one that I feature on the live stream at some point because people want to know more about it. Heck, I want to know more about it and see how it goes. So this whole cover just got like, boom, done. Now it's open for reals. So that's exciting. The box is wicked heavy. It's really heavy. I'm just making my stack over here. This is all the way up here. This one came in yesterday. The Court of Miracles. I remember this came out at Essen, and I tried to get a review of it, but I guess that all fell through the works. However, Lucky Duck Games is picking it up and is going to start distributing it, and I get to play it now, which is exciting. I honestly don't know much about it, so I will play it and figure it out, and then talk about it next week on Steph's Hodgepodge Gaming. That's how this is going to work. All these games that just came in, I know a lot, and I know a little. So, that's exciting. It says 2 to 5 players, 40 minutes. So, on the to play soon list. And very exciting. This game I just played yesterday for the first time, and will be the next Wednesday feature that I do on a live stream is Titanic. So when I'm gonna do my review for Wednesday, and I will and I'll play it that night with Michael, and the boat will sink. You can't stop the boat from sinking. You can save as many passengers as you want. Or not. If you're Cal, you want to throw people off the ship. So it's kind of thematic, right? Oh man, I'm thirsty. But it's a lot of fun. It's better when you play the Titanic soundtrack along with it. But yeah, Titanic. It's a movie that I loved growing up. I saw it 7 times in the movie theater. I was a teenage girl. It's what you did at the time. So I know a lot of people don't have love for the Titanic. However, I do. And so it was fairly thematic. I got to play Rose. It's exciting. Maybe I'll try somebody else going into the live stream, because each character has different abilities, and it's really a pick up and deliver game while you don't want to get sunk at the same time. Yeah. Save the meeples. So that's the Titanic review. Look for the review Wednesday and live stream Wednesday. And if you want to see something that I've shown, or just anything in general that you want to see live streamed, for example, I think I'll have some time on Saturday. I might play a solo game of The Magnificent, is what I was thinking, or maybe Feast for Odin, or Fields of Arle, a solo game of some game that I have that I think, because I have some time, unless I have to write all these blogs. But the Magnificent will only take like a half hour or something, so that'll be quick and sweet. But this was. Oh, does anybody have any questions? I guess I should ask first. This is Steph's Hodgepodge of Gaming. Hopefully I do it every Friday at 2 p.m. And, I just talk about the games I've played. I get very excited about games, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe I'll start adding in pictures if I can figure it out. I mean, if I did a ton of pictures, it would take a lot of effort, but I could do it. It's just a matter of doing. So I just need to, get it going ahead of time. You know, plan it out a little bit. But yeah, I played a bunch of games. You saw the list. It's a big long list of games that I played this week. Yeah, it's been non-stop gaming for me. And so now with the Twitch channel, I get to share it all with you. I appreciate you joining me today. And I will talk to you again soon. Because that's what I do. Talk about the games. I want to thank you all for joining me today. And yeah, if there's anything you want to see or hear or ask me or anything, let me know. And I'll be sure to try and do it. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on my blog. And follow me on this Twitch channel. And maybe I can make it grow a little bit. And be more popular. And people want to see my stuff. And I'll make my stuff better. Right? Exciting. You're all awesome. Thank you for joining, friends. I'll talk to you later. Bye.